Thank you, Lane. Thank you, Juraj. Thank you, Yvonne, for saving my fantasy week this Sunday morning and afternoon. What a way to start out the day for the Montreal Canadiens with a staggering 4-3 victory over the Dallas Stars in overtime. Also, I wanted to give a big shout out before we dive into the meat and potatoes of this audio commentary. Big shout out to Philippe Danault. Look at him going out there and getting half as many points as he had scored all season in just one singular game. Now, I know Philippe Danault has played with Montreal for a while now, and it took him all this time to get his first point, let alone his first 2 points. But Philippe Danault, what a big part he was in winning this hockey game for the Montreal Canadiens. And as we had said off the hop, I'm a very happy camper. As somebody who owns Demidov, Caulfield, and Slafkovsky in fantasy, I ended up dropping Oliver Kapanen. He was just a streaming spot for me because I needed to get the maximum amount of games played. One of my other friends has Cole Caulfield, and he was kind of upset. He was like, man, 4-3 victory in overtime and you can't even get a single point. What's going on with you, Cole? Can't win them all, I guess. But anyways, there were a number of ways that we could choose to make this audio commentary. And honestly, heading into today, I was thinking, I kind of want to make a video about Matthew Schaefer and Ivan Demidov. That seems like a pretty good topic, but for whatever reason, I feel like in my subconscious, today's game and the results and what we had learned seems a lot more important. At least for right now. We can still explore the Demidov versus Schaefer conversation later in the week. But for now, let's talk a little bit about this Dallas-Montreal game, and then we'll get into what makes things so special for the Habs going forward. Starting things out in the first period, Brendan Gallagher ended up deflecting a shot towards the goal, and this was like a double deflection, essentially. Carrier shot it, it hit off a Danault, it hit off a Gallagher. So there you go, Danault and Gallagher getting points together like it's 2019. What an amazing thing to say in the big old 2026. Gallagher hadn't been producing all too much, so it's good that he's able to get back out there on the board and give the Canadiens the 1-0 lead in the first period. Tying things up, though, is Mavrik Bourque, who ends up burying it on a wraparound. He kind of catches Sammy Montembeault elevated off of the ice a little bit. He slips at 5-hole. It's a really bad play, I would say, for the Canadiens goaltender, just not in the right position. But hey, Bourque didn't really shoot the wraparound tight to the post. He just kind of wrapped it out into the blue paint and it just went in. So good play by him. 1-1 hockey game. Wyatt Johnston makes it 2-1 in the second period, and it's a nice little play right in front. It's technically not a power play goal, but let's be real, it was in the last few seconds of a power play. Centering feed by Mikko Rantanen. Johnston's in front. He shoots. He scores. Oliver Kapanen, just about a minute later, ends up scoring a beautiful goal on the Ovi spot to beat Jake Oettinger. Centering feed by Ivan Demidov. He is on the complete other side of the offensive zone, dragging all the attention to him on that right side half-board. Demidov, what an amazing sniper's vision he has to throw the puck all the way across onto the tape of Kapanen, and Kapi makes no mistake, this is 13th on the season, assisted by Demidov and Slafkovsky, so thank goodness I needed those 2 points. Just a few minutes after that, Juraj Slafkovsky on the power play ends up finishing Nick Suzuki's feed. Really slick passing by the Canadiens on this power play. Dallas's penalty kill super aggressive, but Hutson goes over to Suzuki. He one-touch passes it over to Slafkovsky right in the slot. Similar play to the Wyatt Johnston goal, and it is a 3-2 Montreal lead. That same Wyatt Johnston then tied things up into the third period. Miro Heiskanen drives down towards the front of the goal. He circles around the net, throws it up in front, and then Johnston is there on the back door to bury it. And then in overtime, big shout out to Sammy Montembeault in the extra frame, who was able to stop a stellar breakaway chance for that Wyatt Johnston. The guy was looking for a hat trick, but Montembeault, he said no. kind of a cheeky shot by Johnston. Just kind of tries to go low glove, but Monty doesn't move. It stays out, and inevitably, Montreal is able to get an offensive zone draw in OT. The puck is jammed back by Philippe Deneau. What a win on the dot against that same Wyatt Johnston. He forcefully pulls it back. Hutson picks the puck up. Matt Duchene loses his man, and Hutson walks right into open space, fires it, and beats Jake Oettinger. The NHL is in trouble. My friends, Lane Hutson has learned how to shoot. He's got 7 goals on the year, and I think at this point we are starting to fully acknowledge him as a guy who can grip it and rip it. If it wasn't evident from the empty net goal he had scored a few nights ago from behind his own goal line, it's probably evident now. That was a Quinn Hughes level snapshot if I've ever seen one. And I say Quinn Hughes because Quinn Hughes is a guy in Vancouver here who also needed to go through some pretty big hoops and hurdles to improve his wrist shot. Hughes was drafted as a playmaking defenseman who inevitably made his presence known on Vancouver as a playmaking defenseman who maxed out at only 8 goals in his first 4 NHL seasons. That wasn't really a big element of his game, but we knew that he could shoot it. It's just shot selection and shot power, they were not really strengths of his game. Until one year, Quinn Hughes just decided, yeah, no, I'm going to start shooting the puck more. And I'm going to improve my shot in the offseason. He came back to Vancouver, he scored 17 goals in a year and won a Norris. Lane Hutson, not saying he's doing exactly that, he's on a different timeline than Quinn Hughes, but Hutson kind of went through some similar things, I feel. Just looking at the way he's confidently able to fire it on goal, it was a meme last year that it took Lane so long to get his first NHL goal, and he only finished off last season with a staggering 6 goals on the year. Well, guess what? He's got 7 goals in 42 games this season. So he's already surpassed his last season goal total in half the amount of games. He is looking more confident, and that shot is looking more powerful than ever before. If Lane Hutson can build up his shooting threat eligibility as such that he's going to start producing goals on the power play, this guy's going to be an unstoppable monster. He doesn't even need to be an Evan Bouchard, or a Shea Weber, or a Darren Radish nowadays, if you wanted to talk about modern examples. As long as Hutson can be a shooting threat and work his way up to where opponents fear his shot on the power play, then that's going to open up a lot of extra opportunity for guys like Suzuki, Slafkovsky, and Caulfield on that man advantage. So, what a strong showing for Lane Hutson. Does seem like the NHL is going to face a brand new foe the upcoming years as long as he continues to put together this resume. And, of course, we can also talk about the other guys. Demidov, Slafkovsky. I'm super happy to see them produce points in a game that I was eagerly anticipating because it has heavy implications for my fantasy team. So with all that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Montreal versus Dallas, the big 4-3 here in Texas? Early morning game. Montreal gets the win. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.